Eastern States Exposition, tonight's winning lottery number is 15, 39, 88, 31, 27, and 55. It's prime time with George Dorunda. Tonight, the Crocodile Dundee of polka music, Ray Henry. We spend a day of golfing at CHICOPEE Country Club, plus the Springfield Chordsmen. So get ready for the most entertaining show on television. Hi, I'm George Dorunda, and welcome to Primetime. And yes, we're back here once again at the Big E. And you know, we've been doing the Big E for, well, as long as we've been doing Primetime. This will be our 6th year here at the giant size Big E. And hey, it's time right here from the Big E, our top 5 list. Yes, and the category for our top 5 list tonight, right here from the Big E. Hey, what a coincidence. It's our top 5 most memorable primetime moments right here at the Big E. Okay, we're ready to go. Number 5, flugelhorn soloist Allison Young. Number 4, Sally Hart. My favorite show. Prime Time. We're here.
Right here to Big E.
And she took it all. She took it off for me. Number 3, the Mechanical Man, Randy Burns.
George, it's a pleasure to be on Prime Time.
This is the first time I've had a Mechanical Man.
On your show.
On my show.
Yeah, let's preface that. Yeah.
Number 2, sheep shearing with Aurora York.
And she's
Why you could use a breath mint. Yes, and the number 1 most memorable experience here on Primetime, right here at the Big E, the year I bungee jumped. Ah! Yes, it's our Primetime top 5 list. Many memories here at the Big E. But my first guest on the big program is a legend of polka music. And I guess he's been in the business for, well, as long as they've had polka music. He's written well over 1,000 musical compositions. He's known as the Crocodile Dundee of polka music, the famous Ray Henry. welcome to Prime Time. It's great to be down here at your estate. This is your empire.
My empire. Polish oasis.
And we call you the Crocodile Dundee of polka music.
I wonder why.
Well, look at the hat.
Oh, thank you. Hiya, George.
I'm sure you have a whole collection of hats.
Oh, yes, I love hats.
Well,
I never wear them too often.
Well, I love hats too. Well, Ray, you go back to the earlier days of polka music. You've been around for a number of years, a lot of big records.
In the 40s, started.
How did it all start?
Wow. Right here, next door.
Next
That's
door?
where I was born. Next door, that house right there, you can see off to your right.
Mm-hmm.
And my father was a farmer. This was all farmland, tobacco, and pigs. And you know anything about farming? There's no rest. It's from sunset, sunrise, sunset. I got sick of that. I just wanted to get off the farm. So I decided to take up accordion. Accordion was very popular years ago in the Polish population and also Italian. So that's where I got my start. Used to play small accordion. My father loved it. He bought me another one, another one, another one, and so forth and so on. Then I got a job 3 nights a week at my in-laws' restaurant.
Now, how long did it take you before you got your first job? How long were you playing?
I was playing at the age of 16. I was making $3 a night. Had a 3-piece band, so I made plenty of money.
Well, back then, you know, a loaf of bread was
10 cents.
10 cents,
whatever.
So it was all relative.
That's right. And I saved my money and bought myself a little library, you know, polka books they were publishing years ago, Podgorski, Vitak, so forth. And then I used to play the numbers so often I got sick of them, so I started to write. Then my brother was getting married. He was 1 year older than me, so he hired my band for his wedding. Now I only had 3 pieces, so I had to put an ad in the paper, hire musicians, and audition. And I come up with 10 men. And from then on, I was a big band.
You had the big band, and it blossomed from there.
Right.
Now, who did you first record for?
First I recorded was Mr. Dana in New York City, Dana Records.
Now, how did you make that connection? Did you have an agent, or
No,
or was that the days before we had agents?
It was, well, there were agents, but I never had one. I did everything myself, but I had help from a very well-known orchestra leader, Frank Wondorowski. He was already on Dana 1 year. He happened to hear my band somewhere. He gave me the address, call Mr. Dana, New York City, and I got started. So it was beautiful. That fella really helped me out.
And you were with Dana for a number of years.
Ooh, 25 years.
Of course, that was when they had the old 78 records, the breakable kind.
Yeah, you dropped it if you forgot it. You know, just pick it up with a shovel. But I made 78s, 45s, and right up to today, you know.
So albums, and you now have compact discs out.
Sure, so I'm one of the few bands that went right through the whole recording system.
Well, I guess that's what is a true legend in the business, is someone who can survive and succeed through the test of time, and you've certainly done it.
Technology was so fast, you know, that I was able to survive all the way.
And it's faster and faster today. It's obsolete as soon as it comes out.
Sure it is.
What was your biggest hit of all times?
Bombshell.
That was the biggest hit?
Biggest hit. Continues today. I receive royalties for that number today.
So there are royalties in the polka business.
Oh yes. Not like they used to be, but...
Now, some people say the ballroom polka was the biggest hit.
Well, that was made in the later years. And when I recorded that number, I used to call it Billy and Willie. But the recording company didn't like that title. They had no punch. So they put a piece of plywood on the floor in the studio, and they dubbed in our sound effects with their feet. It sounded like people clapping. And that number didn't go nowhere for 7 years. After 7 years, it caught on.
And there is no rhyme nor reason as to why that happens.
No.
Where do you come up with the titles for these songs?
I look at matchboxes, newspaper.
So it's, when you write a song, it's whatever comes to the top of your head for a title.
I think it would happen in the band, you know, having a good time or something of that sort, you know. traveling on the road, and you come up with these titles.
So you happen to see an interesting looking street sign or billboard. And
That's right. I seen a milk truck, Winding Brook, so I got a Winding Brook polka now. It's a milk company, Winding Brook Milk Company. So I put that on one of my polkas.
Well, I wonder if they'll use that for a commercial.
It's a lot of fun. Nice to see you, George.
Yeah, it's great to be down here, and we are poolside.
Yeah, it's nice and cool.
At your state. Yeah, it's not humid at all.
No, not a bit.
And what do you do with your life? And you're in semi-retirement now?
Sure, more or less. I never work too much, I just play.
That used to be a slogan, wasn't it?
Right. Most people work, I play. My wife never cared for that too much, but a lot of people have the cards anyhow. You know.
Well, again, it's success in whatever you do.
Sure.
So you have a garden?
Yes, I enjoy gardening. I raise tomatoes, cucumbers, and corn, and it's a nice hobby. Get out there, you know, and kind of recoil.
Keeps the fingers limber?
Oh, yeah, sure. Give a little to the bugs, a little to the neighbors, you know, eat some yourself. It's great.
And you do flowers too, or is it?
Yes, I love mums, and my wife loves mums, so we raise about 300-400 mums every year.
300 or 400?
Sure. It's a nice flower. It's a fall flower.
So that kind of brings you back to the farming days.
Oh yeah,
when you were a kid.
You know, when you're
what you wanted to get away from earlier.
Sure. You're stupid then, and you're smart now. Too late. But I enjoy the farming now. That's true. As a child, it was too much work for me. You'd be crying.
Now, they say in the music business, you're more popular when you go on the road than you are in your own hometown. Has that been true?
Well, not really. It's just a myth because you don't go on the road that often. So when you get out there, whether you go or I go or any other band goes, you know, it's great. You want to see the band. Curiosity.
Because it's something different.
Sure, that's the word.
Where did you get the best reception?
Pennsylvania's.
Pennsylvania?
The best state in the world for polkas.
Really?
Yes. I'll tell you why, because when the people come to a dance there, no matter who plays, an out-of-town band, the entire family come, the children and all. That's the difference. You have the youth down there. Here we don't, we're losing the youth. They have their own programs to go to. But Pennsylvania is great.
So Pennsylvania, you can actually see younger people coming out to the polka jobs.
Yes. And they know every band, they know every band's song, they know the whole history of every band. It's amazing. And disc jockeys out there are super, you know. When you come to town, they play nothing but your records, you know, for an hour or a week or whatever program they have.
Well, your group, as well as some of the other polka groups that have been around for a while, you have your unique sound. We listen to Ray Henry, and we know it's Ray Henry.
That's true.
And today, you know, what do you think about the bands? They all try and copy each other. They all try and have that same sound.
It's real sad. It's sad because they should have originality, which they don't have. And most bands are copyists. And that's another reason why we're losing some of the polka fans. Everybody sounds alike.
And
really
there are no new sounds in the polka business.
No. With polkas, there's only a few new sounds you should have. How many sounds can you have? If you follow somebody, you're never going to get a new sound. If you want to be really original, you should do it. No matter
write your own material.
Write your own material. I agree. Sure.
I mean, today you see a lot of bands, they take country songs, and all of a sudden it's instant polka hit.
I know it.
But those hits aren't as popular for as long of a period of time.
That's right. They will not last. No, it will not last. I'll go to state Pennsylvania. Pardon me for talking about myself, but...
Well, that's why we're here. We're here to talk about Ray Henry.
When I go out there, they'll tell me, I want to hear Bomb Bomb Shell. I want to hear Winding Brook. I want to hear Roadrunner. I want to hear Fire. But they know them all. It's amazing, and it's beautiful. It's super.
Well, the DJs around the New England area tend to promote the Chicago bands more than they promote the local bands. And yet you don't find that reciprocated out in the Chicago area.
Oh, no way. Chicago, when it comes to polka music, is very cold territory. I don't know any bands around here that used to go there. I never been there in my life.
You've never been to Chicago?
Not to perform, no. Only one or two bands that I know, but never last too long. But the disc jockeys around here, I guess they want new material all the time. They think Chicago music is new material. They have a lot of records. Chicago makes a lot of records.
But the problem is, all the bands sound the same.
We'll get back to that.
You have two screaming trumpets and
a vocal.
A couple of concertinas and the same vocals. And they're all trying to sound like the one guy from Chicago who was the originator of that style.
And he is.
And he comes out with a lot of good material. Eddie Blazonczyk. I will mention names.
I'll drink to that.
I'll drink to that too.
Yes, sir.
Poolside with Ray Henry. But all the other bands try and sound like him, and I think that's what has been to your credit, is you've always stuck with your unique sound. Your songs have simplicity, but it doesn't have to be complicated to be good music.
You're right. Because the public, the people that come to the dances, you know, they're not really educated in music. They're out there to have a good time. That's all. They want to hear something.
And even in popular music today, people want to hear songs that they can remember, that they can relate to.
Exactly. When they get through with the dance, get riding home in their car, they can whistle a tune, hum the tune. It's beautiful. Simplicity is the word. I'll never play anything that I'm unable to play. Why should I? Complications is a disaster in the polka business.
That's right. If you can't play it, don't attempt it.
Don't attempt it. You just spoil the polkas. But the polka industry is pretty well set. It's coming back.
You think it's coming back?
I probably won't see it in full form, but you probably will.
So you think in the future there is hope for the polka industry?
Oh, yes, there is. Yes, there is. There's more and more church functions I know we're being booked for polka bands. Everybody wants a polka band now. Even weddings. It's amazing. In the last 6, 8, 10 years, nobody wanted a polka band for a wedding. Now, weddings are showing up. Whether they want live music or a polka band, but we're there. It's amazing. It's great.
You have a knack for playing a lot of weddings for other musicians.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Why is that?
I love that. I'm cheap.
And who are some of the musicians you've played for?
Dick Biller. One, I wrote the Everlasting Love for him, that waltz.
So basically, you know, these musicians hire you for their wedding and you custom write a song for them.
Sure. Richie Babinski. I can't think of any more, but I played 4 or 5 of them in my lifetime. It's nice. I really enjoy it.
Now, how many songs do you think you've written over the years?
Well, I without lying or bragging or anything like that, I'm well over 1,000. Some are good, some are lousy.
That's a lot. Well, nobody can have, I mean, you look at Michael Jackson. He can write some good songs and some songs that aren't so good.
And then you put them away, the ones that don't sound too well, and then later on you take them out, you know.
Rework them later. And
turn them around. And it's a nice hobby. I enjoy that. I can sit down in my office down in the cellar for weeks and just sit there and write and write. I enjoy it. My penmanship's getting better. Yeah.
Well, it should be after 1,000 compositions. So when you've traveled on the road, where do you think the farthest places you've been to?
I think the farthest with the car was Ohio, Detroit, Ohio. That's about the furthest. Buffalo. That's a long ride too. So years ago, it was very simple when you were on Dana Record. That was a great record company. And they used to line up our tours for us. We'd go out for a month, play every night but Mondays. And we'd start from New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, right up the line like that.
So basically, it's like the popular music business is, the rock and roll industry is today.
Sure.
You cut an album, and they would send you out on tour to help promote the album.
Exactly. And can you imagine years ago in the city of Hartford and the city of Massachusetts, I used to go to Boston at the record stores when they had 78s. They used to send me there for an hour or two to sign the records.
So you'd have a signing just like they had book signings today.
I was telling the boys in the band today, because they went with me then, and they couldn't believe it. But that was the truth. You get a telegram from a record company, you got to be in Boston Tuesday morning, boom, boom, certain store, sign. And it was amazing.
And you'd get a good turnout for this.
Yes, it was something. The population was really polka-minded.
But traveling back then, you didn't have the highways that we have
No,
today.
it was much better too.
It was much better,
Less cars.
so you could cruise right through an area.
Yes, sir. You knew every state police there was. They were great.
Now, did you stay in hotels when you were on the road, or
Oh, no, we didn't have hotels. Tourist house. And most of the times, if you stayed in a certain town, like in Ohio, I remember Ohio was great. People used to take us over the house. 5 fellas in my house, 5 over there, 2 over there. It was marvelous. Feed us, wine us, give us lodging. That's the way it was.
Unbelievable.
Yes, it
well,
was.
the business has changed. Where do you see Ray Henry going in the near future?
Well, I'm going to keep going. Wherever the roads take me or wherever the
So your
people call
plans
me.
are just to keep plugging?
Keep plugging along, sure.
Well, Ray, when we did this taping of your band a little while back, I noticed one thing. Your accordion, I guess it's from all the mileage, all the years, you have tape holding one of your straps together. We here at Primetime, we have an official accordion strap just for you. You can add this to your accordion.
That is super.
Up to date, because we can't have the Polka Hall of Fame or the Polka Star appearing on television anymore with tape on his accordion strap.
Thank you. That's real nice. And I could use it. You're right. I have tape on it.
There it is. It's nice,
That's
padded, the
beautiful.
super deluxe model.
Oh, that is great. Wow, I love it.
Just from us here at Prime. Ray,
Thank you.
it's been a pleasure being down here with you and having you on the program.
Same here.
And you're welcome back anytime. Hopefully we'll get together more often.
And you too. Come sometime when you don't have to do any business. Just come.
Absolutely. We'll come and just hang out together.
That's all.
Poolside. Hey, stick around. We'll be back with more of this big program right after this.
If you took away a star for every 1 million people who didn't vote, and a stripe for every 5 million non-voters, and a patch of blue for the 10 million people who didn't care, exactly what kind of flag are we waving?
Yes, welcome back to the big program, and we're here at the Big E Funland. Are we having fun yet, kids? You know, last summer we had a lot of fun. What could be more fun than golfing with the most famous health director in the country and all of our wonderful friends at CHICOPEE Country Club? wasn't that wonderful golfing with city officials?
But of course.
And am I not the best golfer you've ever seen in your life?
Yes, you are.
Unbelievable. Are we having fun yet here at Funland at the Big E?
Yep.
And who do we have here?
April Lynn.
And where are you from?
Ludlow.
You're from Ludlow. And what's your most favorite part of the Big E?
The rides.
The rides. That's why you're here. You're here at Funland. And hey, here's another great group right here on the big program. Do you like singing? Do you like music?
I like music, but I can't sing.
Well, I'm not asking you to sing, but these guys are great singers. Yes, it's the Springfield Chordsmen.
Let's sing a song, let's bring a song, let harmony be true. Come join the crowd, sing long and loud like the chord busters do. Let's bust the chord, a good old major chord with some good close harmony. Come on and join the fun, we'll bust a minor one as we warble merrily. Let's sing it through again and then we'll all chime in. It'll make your heart feel light. You'll be hoarse tomorrow, but forget your sorrow while we bust a chord tonight. If you're a low-down bass, come on and find your place. Boom, 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 boom. If you're a baritone, don't around alone. And a lead is what we need right over here. Let's bust a chord or two, and then you'll know it's true that a song makes things go right. Put away your trouble, let your joy be double while we bust a chord tonight. While we bust a chord tonight.
Yes, the Springfield Chordsmen, and well, that just about wraps up another big primetime show right here from the Big E. I found my favorite place at the Big E. It's Giovanni's Pizza, and guess what? It's time to eat. Good night, everyone.
I'm George Zorunda, and welcome to Primetime. And tonight,
What the hell are you doing here?
Oh, okay. Give it your best shot.
What would you like?
How about the entire second page?
I tried to kill someone through the whole play.
This is the first time I've had a mechanical man
on your show.
on my show.
Yeah, let's preface that. Yeah.
Bye, George. See you. Thanks again.
Press 2 to hear more options.